What's good, everybody? Spektrades back here. In this video, we're going over how I make 3 to 5% trading daily with this trading strategy.
Foremost, my name is Wendell, but I go by the alias Spektrades. I am a full-time day trader and have been in the financial markets for half a decade. I specialize in ICT smart money concepts. My goal is to simplify smart money concepts and help you shorten your path to success. If you want to stay up to date with me, make sure to check out my Instagram at Spektrades. I have been a mentor to over 1,000+ students, and if you want to join me for daily trading plus private lessons, you can just click the link in my bio. Find all the links. Now let's go over our criteria and our rules. So first, we have to do a daily preparation. We have to go over our strategy, our trading plan, and do a top-down analysis for our favorite pair. So the first thing you have to do is pick a strategy. I have one down below for you guys. It's a free course. It's an hour long, and it has a trading plan and a psychology ebook that goes right with it. So check the link down below for that free strategy. Pick a pair, right? Any forex pair, any commodity, or any indice, right? Just pick one that you like and make that your favorite pair. And then pick a session. Out of the USA, you can trade the London kill zone from 2 a.m. or 5 a.m. Or if you are in the USA, you can trade the New York kill zone from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's either one, right? Wherever you are in the world, you can still participate in this, right? It requires $0 upfront. I'm giving you guys everything for free. The strategy I'm giving you for free. The pairs, you can just pick one for yourself. And in the session, I'm giving you guys right here. So everything is given to you, right? You just have to go on your charts and backtest this and see this for yourself. Then for our next criteria, as stated, that we have to zoom out. Always start from the weekly to the 1 hour. Those are the basic higher time frames that we look for zones and levels. So when we look right here, our main higher time frames is the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour. So the monthly is mainly used for like higher time frames, I would say, for really heavy swing traders. But me personally, I start from the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour, right? Those are the basic time frames, I would say, that lead us to the lower time frames that shows us the correct zones, I would say. And then for our next criteria is that we scale down to the 30 minutes, the 15 minutes, and stalk the higher time frame zones. So this right here may be a weekly, a 4 hour, or a 1 hour type of point of interest. And then when we scale down to the lower time frames, we will stalk, right? We will watch these zones until price on the lower time frames come and tap inside of this higher time frame zones, like we see right here. Come and tap inside of it, right? So that's what we're looking for our lower time frames. And then to execute, we'll scale down to the 5 minutes and the 1 minute to execute with proper risk management. That's our next criteria / rule. And for our targets, we'll be targeting previous day highs and lows, previous session highs and lows, and then internal range highs and lows. So we have a strategy. We know the pairs we're gonna trade. We have a session, right? We know our session, and we know exactly how we're going to be scaling in on the charts. So we will start from the higher time frames and do a top-down analysis, and then we're going to scale down to the lower time frames, the 30 minutes and the 15 minutes, and stalk the higher time frame zones. And when price taps inside of these higher time frame zones, we'll scale down to the 5 and 1 minute to execute with proper risk management. And then for the risk management aspect, take 1 to 2 trades per day during the session time right here. And if entry is missed, wait for a break of structure in a possible pullback. Never have fear of FOMO. Make sure you guys watch my fear of FOMO video. Never have fear of FOMO. If price runs, right, if you miss this entry, after a break of structure, price is going to give you a pullback to get you a second entry to now lead you to that old high or a old low. So never have fear of FOMO. Just relax, right, and wait for price to give you another break of structure in a pullback. And then for the last thing is, if we have no setup, we have no trade. If price doesn't come inside of a higher time frame zone, right, and give us a liquidity sweep in a break of structure inside of that higher time frame zone, we have no trade. This is our setup right here. We're looking for a liquidity sweep of an old high or an old low, just like we see right here. And then we're looking for displacement, right, a break of structure of the low that did the liquidity sweep, all inside of our session, right? So make sure you guys pick a session. Pick either the New York session or the London session. This strategy works for both, right? It works for both. As long as price taps inside of a higher time frame key level, a higher time frame zone. Our main higher time frame zones are either fair value gaps, order blocks, or old highs and old lows, or supply and demand zones, right? So price may just pulled inside of a 4 hour supply zone, and now we're looking for this pattern right here to happen on the 15 minutes, and then we'll scale down to the 5 minutes. After price give us this break of structure right here,
of this old low, we'll scale down to the 5 minutes and either tap inside of a fair value gap or a order block, right, to look to purge lower to the lower time frames to clear an old low clean. And it's the same thing for this buy format. We'll wait for price to tap inside of one of these higher time frame zones on the higher time frames, like we say right here. So we'll look for one of these inside of our time frames, and then we'll scale down to the 30 minutes and the 15 minutes and stalk that zone, right? And stalk it and wait for price to tap inside of this zone on the 30 and 15 minutes. And then we'll scale down to the 5 minutes and the 1 minute to wait for the pullback and catch us a fair value gap or a order block to lead price lower. And it's the same thing for a buy format. Liquidity sweep of an old low inside of a higher time frame zone, displacement or a breaker structure. We come back, retest that, boom, that's our first entry. If we don't get that one, price is gonna give us a breaker structure and a retest again. That's gonna be a second entry for us to lead us to an old high and take our profits. So this is it right here for our criteria and rules. I hope you guys take notes and go back on your charts and see this for yourself. Now let's go on the charts and see this live in action. And now we're on the charts. I'll be going over this NAS100 trade that I took today on the Patreon with the team during the live trading that yielded me a little close to $3,000. Now as you can see on the daily time frames, price had gave us this daily breakup structure right here of this old high right here. This was our daily breakup structure. So now I knew that price was confirmed in our bullish sentiment, right? Price was confirmed inside of our bullish sentiment. And then as you can see, price came back and reused this old daily fair value gap, right? Price came back inside of it, tested it once. This was a cycle consolidation day, and then price pushed higher yesterday and gave us a buy day. So now let's go down to the lower time frames and see exactly what more can we notice. Now on the 4 hour, as you guys can see, we're still playing inside of this daily fair value gap. And now on this 4 hour, we see that price came back and mitigated this 4 hour fair value gap and gave us a breakup structure of this internal range high. And also we have this 4 hour order block right here, this beautiful 4 hour order block. I'm just gonna put this in green. And now let's scale down even lower to the 1 hour to see if we see any more price action. And now on the 1 hour, we see this 1 hour order block aligns perfectly right here with our 4 hour order block. And we can even minimize this a little bit because we see this breaker block right here. Boom. This took liquidity from these old lows, clean, and then price gave a breakup structure. So we can even minimize our entry to just now this level, right? This breaker aligned with this 1 hour order block and this 4 hour order block right here. So we have a heavy confluence area. So now I'm just gonna bring this back and I'm just gonna bring my arrays. Just like I told you guys, from 8 a.m. is when I trade. This is the New York kill zone. From here, 12 p.m., right? This is where the New York kill zone is at, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So as you guys can see, we have our higher time frame zones. This is where price retraced from and price gave us a breakup structure. So now we're looking for price to come back inside of this order block and breaker block in this 4 hour order block. This is just a super strong demand zone right here. So we're looking for price to pull back inside of this demand zone on the lower time frame and then scale in to catch a position to come and clear these old highs right here. And now that we're on the 5 minutes, I'm just gonna play price until price comes inside of our zone. As you guys can see, boom, price came back and tapped inside of our 1 hour zone. So, and then price started leaving us. But how do we enter inside of this zone right here? I'm just gonna grab me a box right here. And then I'm gonna scale down to the 1 minute and even down to the 30 seconds time frames to show you how precise this gets. And then on the 1 minute, as you guys can see, remove this box right here. Price came inside of my higher time frame zone. And then what I got was a internal range breakup structure. This is kind of what I'm looking for right here. Once I get this internal range breakup structure inside of my higher time frame zone, now I'm confirmed inside of this trade right here. Now, if I didn't take this entry clean, now I can scale down even lower to the 30 seconds time frames clean. And this is where I took my entry at. I put the screenshot for you guys right here. Perfect. This is where I took my buy and I placed my stop loss right at the old low perfectly. And where I'm targeting old highs. But this is like the entry, right? Price came inside of our 1 hour. Right, let's pull back. This is our 1 hour order block, aligns with this 4 hour order block. When we went back to the 1 hour, we even minimized it even lower to this 1 hour breaker, right? This is our breaker. Price did a liquidity sweep with these old lows and give us a breaker structure. And then when we scale down even lower to the 1 minute, we can see that price give us a breaker structure of these old highs right here, all while we were playing inside of this higher time frame zone. It has to happen inside of a higher time frame zone. Right? If price doesn't give you a reaction inside of a higher time frame zone, it will not be good, I'll say, right? It won't be probable. So price cleared these old lows, did liquidity sweep of these old lows, tap inside of our higher time frame zone, and then give us a breakup structure. And then I scale down to the lower time frames on the 30-second time frames. And with precision and confidence, I place my trade, and then price rallied up, right? And now let's finish it playing price. Price pulled back a little bit until our old highs finally reach. But also, just like I was stating, if you miss this entry, right, and you have fear of FOMO, don't ever be scared to miss an entry, right? Just like you see here, after every breakup structure, price will in turn and come back and give you a pullback. Now we can just reuse either that fair value gap or wait for price to tap into the side of this order block right here. But in this case right here, since I'll just be using the fair value gap right here to just enter until price rally. And then after every breakup structure, price is just gonna respect all these zones right here, clean. So now after every breakup structure, you just gotta wait for a pullback, enter inside of the zone until you reach your higher time frame bias, right? Our 15 minutes, our old session high. So let's go back to the 15 minutes. This was our session high right here. This was the London session. So price from the London came from here and sold lower during New York. So I'm just looking to target this old high right here. I'm going from internal range to external range. So how you guys like this trade right here? You guys seen exactly how I executed this strategy and trading plan. I start from the higher time frames and then I scale down to the lower time frames to constantly catch sniper entries. This is it. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and let me know what you think down below. If you would like more in-depth and more personal help, make sure to check out the first link in the description for our Patreon for the Spektrades Hub, where we have the Mastery Hub where you can live trade the New York session with us every single morning and access private mentorship lessons and exclusive access to me. So make sure you check out the first link in the description to join the Spektrade Mastery Hub. This is it. I hope you guys have a great day. Spektrades out.